In an on-premises environment, you may have used roaming profiles for your users. Since Azure Active Directory is cloud-based, it provides you with the ability to log in from anywhere. However, it does not sync user profiles to the cloud by default. Organizations can allow roaming profiles even within a cloud environment by using an Azure Active Directory Premium feature called Enterprise State Roaming. Let's take a look. Enterprise State Roaming was introduced with Windows 10 and allows user and application settings to be synced to the cloud-based Active Directory. Any user with an Azure AD managed account can have their profile settings delivered from the cloud to all their devices that they log on to. This is great for the user since it provides them with a personalized and familiar desktop experience each time they'll log on. Enterprise State Roaming can sync many settings. These include theme settings such as desktop background and taskbar position, Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge settings, such as browsing history and favorites, passwords, including internet passwords, Wi-Fi profiles, and others, language references, including dictionary settings, ease of access settings, for example, the on-screen keyboard and the magnifier and other Windows 10 settings. This is your mouse settings. And the best part about Enterprise State Roaming is that it's really easy to configure using the Azure Active Directory Admin Center. As you can see from the screenshot, you simply need to select the scope of the feature. You either choose to allow all users, selected users, or no users with the none setting to sync their settings and of data. If you use the selected setting, then only users that you've selected will be able to sync their profile information. Let's take a look at some of the issues that you may need to troubleshoot for Enterprise State Roaming. The first thing you need to do when troubleshooting Enterprise State Roaming is check your configuration. This includes ensuring that Windows 10 has the latest updates installed. Check that the device which is having issues is Azure AD joined. And as we've just seen, you'll need to ensure that you've enabled Enterprise State Roaming in the Azure AD Admin Center. You must also ensure that the user has been assigned an Azure Active Directory Premium license or an Enterprise Mobility and Security or EMS license. On the user's device, you can check the settings to ensure that they allow syncing for Enterprise State Roaming. When a user's logged onto their device, they can use the Settings app to ensure that the sync settings are configured, and you should check that the same user account is being used for the logon account and also the sync user account. If an end user sees a message within the settings up similar to some Windows features are only available if you're using a Microsoft account or work account, then there are two potential causes. Either Enterprise State Roaming has not been enabled or the device has been registered and not joined to Azure AD. If you investigate and find that Enterprise State Roaming has been enabled, then you'll need to disconnect the registered device from Azure AD, reboot the device, and then join the device to Azure AD instead. If a device is not syncing and you've checked the settings, then the issue might be due to when Enterprise State Roaming was enabled. If a user has logged into a device and been authenticated by Azure AD before Enterprise State Roaming was enabled, then the settings will not be synced. You can check if this is the case by using the dsreg.cmd.exe tool we saw in an earlier video and check if the field for settings URL is empty. To solve this issue, ask the user to restart the device and then log back in, and the settings should now sync. Multi-factor authentication can also cause problems with Enterprise State Roaming. This issue relates to signing in to a device, specifically using a password, when multi-factor authentication is also used. There are a couple of workarounds to this issue, including you can complete the multi-factor process by signing into other cloud services such as Office 365 or sign into the device by using Microsoft Hello or a PIN.